To your right, we have a very clear and detailed image of the world. Now, imagine the task of replicating this image exactly onto the left side. How would you do it? Well, you would probably start by slowly tracing each continent one at a time, which could become a very slow and long process that would require a lot of work. In hearts, this mapping is performed using catheters. You start with a black screen, the catheter is inserted into the heart and swept along the atrial and ventricular walls one chamber at a time. They pick up the electrical signals from the heart tissue that are then used to create these 3D maps of the heart's electrical activity. However, like redrawing a map of the world, mapping the heart's electrical activity is also a slow and long process, lasting anywhere up to an hour. Now I want to redraw your attention back to this map. We have this perfect image that we're using as a reference, a guide to remake something which we already have in front of us. So why not take advantage of that when recreating our map? What if, instead of redrawing the whole map, we only trace one part? Let's say Australia. And if we do it well, we can align our trace with the Australia from the image on the right. And just by aligning the one continent, we can get a complete map of the whole world. Now, you can think of this image as an MRI scan of the heart, which shows a detailed view of the heart's anatomy. If we want to replicate this in the operating room, instead of having cardiologists map each part of the heart, they only trace one part. In our case, the trajectory of the coronary sinus, or Australia. We can then use the trajectory of the coronary sinus to align it with itself on the MRI scan. In doing so, we're assuming that the coronary sinus is complicated enough and unique enough in its structure that if we can align it properly, we can detect the orientation and anatomy of the heart without ever needing to map it. My project is implementing mathematical theories to replicate this trajectory precisely, and then to align it properly on the MRI scan. And then I'm testing various coronary sinus shapes to make sure that the algorithm can adapt to different anatomies. Moving forward, we also need to account for things like movement, such as beating of the heart or movement of the chest due to breathing. And if we're successful in doing so, we can automatically and quickly replicate the map of the heart. Thank you.